Okay, so just come into your nice comfortable seat, simple Sukhasana. And I'd love for you, this is Sukhasana, so it's cross-legged seat, one foot could be in front of the other, in front of the groin. If that doesn't feel good, and you can cross the legs a little bit. Nice. We're actually going to start in movement, so you may or may not want to have a high seat. Maybe you want to have just a folded blanket if you need a little elevation. So we'll just begin by coming into the body and into the breath and the remembrance of diaphragmatic breathing. So feeling the belly soften as you inhale and the belly contracting back, navel towards spine as you exhale. So this is what's happening low down in the belly. But as you inhale, I want you to feel the spine grow long and tall up to the crown of the head. Remembering that the spine is curvaceous and we want to allow room for those curves. And as you exhale and the navel draws in, you'll feel that lowest curve kind of decrease as the tailbone moves down towards the earth. Now to free up the spine, let's go ahead and on your next inhale, open the heart. And as you exhale, hollow the belly. Beautiful. And so we're going to move back and forth, just slow at first. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. And just feeling into the curvature again of the spinal column. Nice. Every now and then on your exhalation, if it feels appropriate, you can exhale the mouth with a sigh or a maybe in a little lion's breath, sticking out the tongue. Nice. And I'd love for you just to feel this connection to the plant spirit. The plant affects black pepper. So as you inhale, opening the heart and the lungs, you'll feel that presence of how is your breath in. And then as you exhale and you hollow the belly, you're kind of cueing at the navel to pump and get a little bit of heat going around this center. Good. Now, if it feels appropriate, if you're low energy, you can stay just where you are. But if you're not, you can start to do littler, smaller pumps where you're inhaling through the nose, exhaling, inhaling and exhaling. Start to pick up the pace, but we're freeing up any congestion in the spinal column. And we'll do this for about 30 seconds. It might be nice to have tissue paper handy if you need it, which it's right there, probably if you need it. And you'll start to notice as your movements start to become more flexible, the body opens, starts to warm a little bit. There's a less efforting. It's a lighter take of the action. Very black peppery, which is very light in quality. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and breathe in. And then exhale out nice and smooth. Good. We'll go ahead and slide maybe your right hand that can mirror you down to the side so you can inhale up the left arm. So let's pause here and then exhale. So you're going to exhale, kind of sinking deep, and then using the arm and your belly as a spring will inhale, rise up, bless you, and exhale to the other side, pulling the navel in. Good. So inhale, rise up, feel the heart, lungs fill. Exhale, pull the navel in as you tilt to the other side. So just playing with this, finding this at your pace. And that connection of the belly, strength of the belly, and the respiratory system, the chest. So very black peppery again. Notice the relationship of the attachments of the fascia from your hips all the way to under your armpit. So opening up the lymphatic system, feeling the ribs open. Again, this is all that kind of clarity, clarifying action is what this plant ally offers as well. Just a couple more. And then we'll come back to our center. Just take a moment to feel. You can have the fingers resting down like little lotus, or you can have the hands on the thighs. Come back to your diaphragmatic breathings, 2 rounds of breath. Noticing the shifts. Beautiful. We'll inhale, arms reach up towards the sky, get nice and long. And as you exhale, sweep the arm down, bring your hands together at the palms and bring them to the third eye. So here we are awakening third eye, this clarity of belly and respiratory system. Inhaling again with the sweep, clearing the shoulder girdle a little bit, bringing your awareness to that sage within. 2 more rounds. Each round maybe a little bit of a lengthening higher of that curvaceous spine. So the inhaling, the length, the exhaling, the anchoring down. Beautiful. And then this last one, let's go ahead and bring the arms back up towards the sky. Just hold here for a few breaths. So you can just keep the arms reaching up towards the heavens, palms separate, or you can bring them together. It's a little more challenging. Or you can do Yoni Mudra, Charlie's Angels style mudra. Just feeling the length of the ribs, spaciousness, the lift of the heart, the length of the spine. Feel your connection, the groundedness to the earth, but a lightness rising upwards. Again, very black peppery. One more deep breath in. Let the breath move in and down into the body. So fill the body vessel. As you exhale, turning to your right and just taking 3 breaths here. So your left hand will be on the right knee, right arm out to support you. Take 3 breaths here. And if you'll remember from other classes that I've done, I usually do this side first. So you open up that descending colon first. So each round you're feeling this expansion at the belly and then a contraction at the belly. So that pumping action is massaging deep in the abdominal organs. Go ahead and breathe in, arms reach up towards the sky. And exhale, we'll wring you out like a sponge. Other side. Find your breath in, nice and long. And exhale, pull the navel in, also complete. It's our first twist, so you don't have to go super far. Definitely not painful. Just find that perfect edge. And then we'll go ahead and release, arms reach up towards the sky once again, and then exhale, floating them down. So we're going to do this again, just kind of feel where we're at. So palms face down or lotus hands. Just take 2 breaths, noticing your energy. Where do you feel most stable? Where do you feel most alive? Where are you harboring a density held possibly by winter or by a lifetime, right? So we bring the hands to the thighs or the knees. And again, just inhale, exhale. So see if you can do it very light, right? But freeing up any congestion in a very effortless kind of way, tender way. If you notice as I'm doing it, I'm not flipping my chin up and down, which is often what people do here. And that's not getting the benefit of cleansing the spine. It's actually disrupting to the prana at the throat to do that. So just from your collarbones to your pelvic pubic bone. And sometimes the more subtle, the more effective. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, feel your root, 3, 2, feel the lightness, and 1. Go ahead and exhale the breath out. Release that metabolic waste we're stirring up. Inhale, sweep the arms up towards the sky. And again, exhale, sweeping down to third eye. So we're gathering all this awareness of life force, of prana. We're pulling it into the sage within. Maintaining this beautiful connection to the earth and the ground through our seat. And the ability to rise up, connect to lumen, the intelligence of nature, through the spine to the crown. And then we'll move into our twist, but we're going to add Kapalbhati here. So inhale and exhale, pull the navel in, go back to that side one. So you're twisting to your right, your left is open. So here I want you to feel, again, breathing through the nose. Inhale, the belly softens. Exhale, a sharp exhale, the belly draws in. Inhale, belly softens. Exhale, sharp, belly draws in. Good. Now just find your pace, about 30 seconds. Good. Keep on going. So what you'll notice is you're emptying with that exhale, but I'd love for you to make sure you're inhaling too, so you don't pass out. But the action, all the actions at the belly, it's just cleansing the nose, cleansing the face, the sinuses. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Thank you, black pepper. All right, so then we're gonna breathe in, unwind, open the arms wide, reaching up towards the sky. Keep the spine long, exhale to the other side, wringing you out like a sponge. So find your placement first, and we're gonna do the other side. So you're gonna breathe in, feel the belly expand and soften. As you exhale, sharply pull the belly in. And then repeat that. Good. So as you go, kind of snap so you can feel it, just to guide you a little bit. It's a sharp exhale, but a passive inhale. So it's not necessarily bellows breath. We're not forcefully inhaling, but we are inhaling, if that makes sense. We'll break this down. And tuning in, you're getting to certain areas of the vital organs. Maybe you can feel the exact areas that you're cleansing right now. Offer yourself a little gratitude. Good. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Exhale all the breath out, emptying the lungs, and then inhale, we'll come back to center. Arms reach up towards the sky. Good. Exhale, hands, third eye. And just do that again, 2 more times. So we're equalizing the effects of the energy, bringing awareness back to the spine. And bringing awareness back to your yogic diaphragmatic breath. Good. Resting the hands down, just take a moment to feel. Notice your energy again. Nice inhale. And a nice complete exhale. Notice maybe you're breathing a little differently than how you began. One more breath. Yeah, your full breaths. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and place your other foot in front. So a little switchy here. And then mortar and pestle. So just swooping around in one direction. Coming back to this idea of opening up the vital life force. So whether we're in yoga asana, which is teasing the fascia to reveal what is dormant, right? Maybe it's beautiful, pleasant energies of peace, vitality. Sometimes it's stories or old narratives or baggages of thoughts, right? And those can be blocking the beautiful sensations of the feelings of pleasure, which is what we're going for here in our practices. Good. Let's go ahead and reverse the roll. This is very similar to why I feel this is like a mortar and pestle of a yogically herbal practice or a tantric herbalism practice, where if you were to take your stone mortar and just crush the peppercorns, you'll start to notice the aromatics come into the air and you start to sneeze, right? Or you've crushed your cumin and your cardamom and your black pepper and your fennel, and you've placed it on a skillet with ghee, and it starts to do the snap, crackle, pop, or even just dry, and you're roasting these spices. All of a sudden, the aromatics fill. This is what we're doing here in our yoga asana. Beautiful. Come back to center. Take a nice deep breath in. Notice the difference. Notice your vitality awakening. And you can exhale out the mouth if you feel a need to release. Sometimes we yawn or sigh to let the nervous system adjust. Good. And then a little bit of a lion's breath, Agni Sara here, which can be a little awkward, which is fine. Sometimes awkward is welcome. I personally want to bring my other foot back in front. So if you want to do that, you can as well. We're going to lean forward a little bit. And here is where, if you want to sit a little bit higher on a cushion or a blanket, you can do so. It's just so we get this angle so that we can really hollow out the belly. And so ideally, you don't want to have a full belly or any kind of version of Agni Sara. If you have eaten, or if you are on your moon and you're on a very like a flood full day of a moon, you don't want to do this practice, right? Not strong. You can do it mentally if you're full, or if you are on your moon. So we'll go ahead and breathe in, everyone else. The belly will soften on your inhale. As you exhale, you're going to empty the lungs, curl the spine, and draw the navel back towards the inner portion of the spine. Hold with the mind at your navel. When you need to inhale, we'll go ahead and soften the belly first, lengthen the spine, lift the chin, breathe in. Repeat, exhale. Curl the spine so your tailbone is moving down. Draw the navel way back. So get it as far back as you can. The mind grows quiet. It's folding into the area of the belly. Awareness at the belly. And then when you need to, soften the belly, lengthen the spine, lift the chin, breathe in. Yeah, you might sneeze, you might yawn. And again, exhale. This time with the breath held out, see if you can just work the left side of the body. So left side of the belly in these little rolling flushes. Kind of like you were when you were 5 in these little belly dancing things, right? When you need to, breathe in. And then we'll do the right side. Remember, always start with that left pull-in first, and then we go into that right pull-in. So black pepper, it's really good at clearing off all this ama, all this kind of toxic, gross, kind of sticky buildup that shows up as blocked colon, constipation, phlegm, excess mucus. Go ahead and breathe in when you need to. And then we'll do one more back in the center. And churning the belly. So churn, churn, churn. Good. This is a nice time for this practice because at the end of winter, beginning of spring, we typically don't have a buildup of heat. Good. So let's go ahead and breathe in. Just come back to your neutral spine. Diaphragmatic breathing to check in. Come back to your even waves of breath. And just notice the quality of what's happening here at the belly. What's happening in the insides of the whole abdominal cavity, front, sides, and back. Even around the kidneys. Yeah, good. So we're kind of cleansing that digestive portal. Let's go ahead and come into all fours now. Tabletop position. You can move your props off to the side just slightly. You're lucky this is catch us on fire. Okay. Let's go ahead and breathe in into your table. And then as you exhale, just to open up the back body, touch down into child's. And let's do that 2 rounds. So remembering the diaphragmatic breathing, you do breathe in and down so it fills the lungs, so it moves down past the lungs to fill the belly. And as you exhale, pull the navel in, and your breath is full. as you fold forward. And then with this diaphragmatic breath, we're still inhaling a certain length. And then we're going to exhale, match that length. This is called samavriti, even waves of breath. Both of these are foundational breathing patterns for Tantric Yoga Asana. Good, one last round, please. Beautiful, breathing in, rise up. Go ahead and stretch up into your downward facing dog. So you can walk out one leg, maybe stretching the left heel down, bending the right foot, or bending the right knee. And then stretching the right heel down, bending your left knee. And just working open the calf muscles, and do that both sides again. Keeping the arm strong, spine long. If you notice, you can have your down dog be a little more like a plank, and that's not correct, but it's an easy way to get into this calf action. The down dog process is actually to try to lengthen the spine to reduce the spine's curve. So we actually want to push the arms strong into the mat and bring your heart more towards the legs. Even if the legs are bent, that's fine. While we wake up the hamstrings, and that might take weeks or months, that's fine. Right, but we work the heart towards the legs. That's the idea. Good. Let's go ahead and release. Let's come down into table. So breathe into table. Feel the chest and the belly fill with the breath. As you exhale, pull the navel in, stretch back into your downward dog. So this will be your flow. I want you to feel each round you're getting a longer spine. Inhaling, coming to table, also lengthening the spine. Exhale, pull the navel in, stretching to downward facing dog, lengthening the spine. Good. So back and forth, a couple more rounds. Inhale. Your exhale does all the work for you. Beautiful. Nice, Michael. And last one, exhaling to your downward facing dog. We'll stay here. Go ahead and lift your left leg, down dog splits. And we'll stack the left over the right. Keep your tailbone moving in and bend that left knee and swirl out the ankle. There you go. Ah, snap, crackle, pop. Good. So black pepper, when you place black pepper on a meal, it opens up the details of the taste of that meal. Let's go ahead and stretch the leg, level the hips, and float it down. And then inhale, right leg rises, stack the right hip over the left. So you're at a little bit of an angle, opening that right side chest. So feel that relationship. Bend the right knee and swirl out now the right ankle. So we're getting into the details of the feeling tone of your body. Get into the toes, right? Don't forget the arms. Don't forget this strong, long spine. Beautiful. Straighten the leg, level the hips, float it down. Come into plank pose. And let's pause here for a moment where we'll play with it. Working with your toes, you're just going to press a little bit forward. So you come in front of your hands and then you come back. And front and back. Just a little bit of a play. Right? Again, the details. Feeling into the black pepper spice, opening up what feels salty, what feels sweet, what feels strong and vital. It's good to bring the knees down, lift your feet, and roll out your ankles. So one of the qualities of black pepper is that it's a carminative, so meaning it helps to remove the excess vata, specifically from your gut, but right now we're doing it from our ankles. Let's go ahead and lower all the way down, so you can do bend the elbows by your sides, float down, or however feels appropriate. Forehead to the floor, hands are by your shoulders, all 10 toenails to the mat. 3 cobras, please. So breathing in, rising up. Feel the belly push to the mat. As you exhale, float down. So it's little to no weight on the hands. Just the back is lifting you up, back to the heart. And exhale, float down. And also your breath. So your breath in allows the body to become buoyant. And exhale down. Good. This last one we're going to hold. So feeling the breath in, pushing the belly into the mat. There's this carminative action at the navel. We're soothing the gut with this pose. This is considered a back bend, but it's a very soothing back bend. It's a very healing back bend. Good. 2 more breaths. Notice your inhale is smooth. Your exhale is smooth. And we'll go ahead and lower down just slightly to press back up through table. All right, so here's another kind of strange one, but it's so beneficial. We're just going to churn the belly. Okay, so I'm going to tuck this in so you can see a little bit. So we'll go ahead and inhale, soften the belly again. As you exhale, you're going to pull the navel back and up and just work the left side. So my breath is held out and I'm doing these kind of rolls with just my left side, rolling that left side of the colon.
You doing that on inhale?
Exhale, so exhale all the breath out. With the breath held out, follow the belly in. Breathing in when you need to. And exhale, take a breath. You can do another breath and then do the right side. Exhale, emptying the lungs. So you want to work the belly with the breath held out, gives you more room now. And you'll start to feel like, oh, there's a little congestion here on the right side, right? Or left, or wherever it might be. And do one more time on either side. And for knowledge sake, the left side is old stuff. It's what you've already digested, what is being assimilated that is nutrient, like your B vitamins. And what is on the right side is recently digested food. If there is any kind of tension in the middle and the top, that's like not even into your colon yet. So just be really mindful. Okay. Good. Let's go ahead and sit on the heels for a moment and then we'll just come into Kapalabhati. So regular Kapalabhati, hand on the belly if you're new. Actually, even if you aren't new, it's a nice practice to come back to. You can even place your back of your left hand, for example, on the back body. Front is being held by your right hand. As you inhale, feel the belly soften. As you exhale, a sharp exhale out the nose. Inhale, soften. Exhale, sharp. And then you pick up the pace. And the idea is you are cleansing your sinus cavity through the activity of this chronic hub of the belly. And as your abdominal muscles get stronger with this, there actually becomes less efforting. So your shoulders won't bounce and you won't have a lot of, well, efforting. It's more gentle. Your eyes can stay soft. You're not doing it with your forehead or eyebrows. Good. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to exhale all the breath out. You want to lift your hands. Inhale, arms reach up towards the sky. Bring your palms to the third eye and hold the breath in. And exhale down, releasing the arms. Let's go ahead and stretch up into downward dog again, just for a moment, and we'll come back into our plank pose. Lower down, knees, chin, chest, or through plank. And then once again, so this minute of action at the belly. So breathing in, cobra, 3 rounds. Exhale down, forehead to the floor. Inhale, rise. And exhale, lower. And the last one, hold. And this time you can go ahead and release the arms, either just by your sides to the lotus hands or the Venus Mudra, Yoni Mudra, and hold. So I'd love for you to feel once again this connection. So your whole body is long, there's strength here. You'll feel the pressure of the belly onto the earth, right? That activation is where black pepper is doing its magic. But with its cleansing here at the belly, it's opening up the vibration, the vital force at the chest and the lungs. So it's a respiratory tonic as well. Let's go ahead and release. Come down, come through your tabletop position. And we'll come back with your right leg stretched straight behind you. And once again, your choice. So we'll start slow, but then I'm going to invite you to pick up the speed. So exhale, curling the spine, knee to chest. And inhale, stretching the legs straight. So you can go on the waves of your Samavriti breath. We'll do this for 30 seconds, or you can do Kapalbhati cleanse. Now remember, part of yoga is this connectivity of mind, body, and breath for an effortless ease and a pleasurable experience. Right? So efforting less is the key. Matching your energy is the key. That's the right amount of challenge, but not pushing yourself overboard. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, let's see if we can tuck that left toes under, stretch into your downward facing dog, lifting the right leg up into a splits. And then we'll shift forward, bring your right leg forward into pigeon pose. So if this is new for you, you want to have a folded blanket under your right glute, or even a bolster under the right glute. We're going to keep the left toes tucked under. Just bring your right. Yeah, there we go. And you're holding the weight of the body with the hands and that left toe. Good. So what I'd love for you to feel is your left toe tucked under is allowing the left knee to point directly down, and your hips are level. Right knee is out to the right side just slightly. Good. So keep that left knee lifted. This is a different variation of a pigeon. And we're getting into opening up the quadriceps to begin. Good. Breathe. Breathe diaphragmatically. Eventually, it starts to open up deeper into the psoas muscle. So you'll start to feel eventually when the body is open, you can maybe tilt a little higher. If you're like, oh no, that feels bad, you can come back down, right? The other thing that will happen is you'll start to sink a little lower. The hips will begin to open. Keep that left knee lifted. With the toes, those all 5 toes tucked under, this gives you the proper alignment from Tadasana, which we'll break down later. And we'll release the knee down, top of the toes down. Inhale first. So feel that black pepper action, this groundedness, the belly connection, the open heart and chest, and float down on the exhale. We're going to float up on the inhale, breathing in the back of the lungs to rise you up. Feel that buoyancy, and then exhaling again. We'll just do a couple more rounds. Good. Any of that metabolic waste built up in the nerve endings around the spine, we're going to clear that out. And then the final one, just go ahead and settle into your pose. So arms of your choice. And we'll take 10 breaths here. Beautiful. So as you settle into this pose, you'll start to feel the body naturally open and also naturally want to align. Tuning in with awareness, you'll feel, am I equally weighted, or am I holding all of my tension on one side of my body? Can I distribute it? The last few breaths, I'd love for you to feel the inhale kind of washing up like a wave of energy. And as you exhale, washing down the body like a wave of energy. It's cleansing, clearing, and relaxing you. Good, go ahead and breathe in, let's rise up. You're shifting onto your seat in a half wide-legged straddle. Slide your hand down that extended leg, breathe your right arm up over your head. If your left leg is extended, it's your right arm. If your right leg's extended, it's your left arm. Good, so inhale and exhale. And much like we did before, in the beginning, we're gonna inhale, rise up. Exhale back in. You pull the navel in as you exhale. Good. So you want you to feel this connection. Inhale, rise up. Feel the heart, the chest, the lungs. Exhale, pull the navel in. Diaphragmatic. Grounding. Ode to black pepper. Last one. Nice. Now go ahead and inhale, rise up and cartwheel the hands down and come through back to your plank pose. And we'll do that dance again. So the nuance of black pepper, the detail of the taste throughout your asana. Dropping the knees down, swirling out the feet, clearing out any debris that's crunchy, cracky, or too much air in the joints. Yeah, nice. Good, lowering all the way down, 3 cobras, and then we hold. So feeling each round getting stronger and more vital. One of the qualities, one of the effects of black pepper is called bala. Bala is strength. Black pepper brings strength. And one of the reasons it does is 4th one, we go in and hold, find your pose, maybe it's with the arms clasped. One of the reasons it's so strong is it's a carrier. It can carry other things. It's a yoga vaki. You can take black pepper with another medicine. It'll carry the constituents of that medicine to the organs and tissues that are needed to receive it. Good. So what about your intelligence? What about your need for just pleasure and more vitality, right? So you feel it's dispersing through the body as a yoga vaki. And we'll go ahead and release. Come through and down, rising up to your table. We'll do the other side. So stretch the left leg back. Inhale, exhale, curl the spine. So you're matching Samavriti waves. Until, and if you're ready to pick up the speed a little bit, right? So, yogis bring in a spine of light. When we start to talk Ayurvedically, this is a great practice for clearing kapha, excess buildup of earth and water in the system. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Go ahead and tuck the right toes under. Stretch to your downward dog. Get a nice long line of energy. Inhale, and then sweep that left knee forward, and we'll come into pigeon on your left side, which may feel completely different than your right side. Right? This is the truth sayer of our bodies are not necessarily completely symmetrical. Right? Toes are tucked under. Feel that alignment of the right knee pointing down. The hips are level, both pointing forward. Good. Equipoise, equal weight through your left shin and right toes. Yeah, there you go. And the hands. Beautiful. Keep your right knee lifted. So that's where the cheat is, right? We'll often release that as like a cheat valve. So lift up that right knee. Hey. There we go. Breathe. And notice, where are you holding too much tension? Can you soften? Where are you thinking too hard? Can you rest in the breath? Is your body opening in a way that maybe you'd like to elevate or sink? Keeping that left or that right knee lifted. One last breath. Breathing into the fullness of all the cells of the body. Beautiful. And then release. Let go. Floating down on the exhale. Breathing up the back of the lungs as you rise up. Beautiful. All of these areas that we don't even realize we're holding on to so much crap that it slows us down or it blocks our vitality from having the impact that we desire. Invoking Bala, the strength of black pepper in this practice. Let's go ahead and settle and relax. Instead of intellectualizing what's happening, I invite you to feel your breath. Feel it as even waves that are moving intelligently through the cells to continue this awakening. Continue to breathe nice and full on the inhalations, matching your exhalations with that fullness. As we reflect a little bit on this plant spirit yoga experience where black pepper in excess would actually be too stimulating eventually. So we want to, in our yoga practice and even in our bringing in of the plant world, to do so in moderation, to do so mindfully and appropriately. So we sprinkle a little bit of that more pranic movement, more intensity, intense energy, a little lightness, sharpness even, churning. But we also know when to balance it and how to balance it with rest, with groundedness, to really feel this in this pose, in the pause. And last breath, just welcoming in this balance that comes with awareness, the health that comes with awareness, Bala. Let's go ahead and breathe in, we'll rise up. This time your right leg, or whatever, which one you didn't do before, is extended. And we sweep up the opposite arm. Good. So inhale here, so you're breathing into the lungs, opening up the side body, and then exhale here, pull the navel in, stay. And then we inhale, rise, and exhale, lower back. So I want you just again feeling this connection of the lungs and the navel. Often when we have allergies in the spring, it's due to congestion of the belly. So we stop eating so much flour or gluten. When we have congestion in the nose, it could be because we have congestion deep in the colon. So we eat more fiber and leafy greens. It's good, and cartwheel the hands down. One last vinyasa. This time I'll invite you to do a rolling vinyasa. So starting in child's pose, we're going to breathe in, rolling up through child's, and then exhale into your modified up dog. Let's stay here as you inhale, breathing into the heart, and then exhale, pull the navel back in and descend back into child's. So I'll say that all again, rolling back up through table. So the spine is rolling round, coming into a modified up dog. Good. Inhale here, opening the heart, chest, and lungs. Exhale, cue at the navel. Let that exhale bring you back. Abdomen brings you back. Child's. Good. Do that 2 more rounds, just following your breath at your pace. And next time you wind up in this modified upward dog, you can turn to look over one shoulder, keeping the legs active, turn to look over the other shoulder. Good, and then let's press through tabletop, stretch up to your downward facing dog and walk the feet mindfully forward. Let's come into what's called Uttanasana, standing forward fold. Slide your hands up the shins, inhale, and exhale back down to the fold. So if the hamstrings or calves are still tight, it's okay to bend the knees. I invite you to bend the knees so that you don't hurt or pull at the insertions of the hamstrings. Good. Inhale, rise up halfway. Exhale, lower down. And one more round. Inhale. And exhale down. Good. Let's go ahead and hang here. You can hold on to opposite elbows. And swaying side to side or staying in stillness, whichever feels good. Again, the idea of this practice being black pepper, we're getting into the details, so really feeling into the nooks and crannies of where there's still stuck, dense energy, or maybe you feel a little pain because something is stuck, right? And that could be vata or kapha, and black pepper is really helpful for moving this out. That's good, and release the hands, and then a slow roll, very mindful. Rolling like a rag doll all the way up to standing. So very, very, very slow as you inhale. If you've stopped inhaling at the top, go ahead and stay here and exhale wherever you are. And then inhale to complete the roll all the way up. And then rolling out the shoulders as you arrive. Exhale, mouth. Continue rolling your shoulders, freeing up the spine, chest, and lungs. Move or bring your hands to the earth. Now it's good. And inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, elbows bend. So inhale and exhaling out of the nose. About 30 seconds. Now, as you continue, see if you can give a little balance with your knees. So you're getting into the full body a little bit. And then every now and then, ha! You can fold all the way down with that ha, out of the mouth. Ha! Make sure you're breathing in nice and full so you have a ha to release. Ha! 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and find your Tadasana. Tap the heels down, palms face forward. Take a moment to feel your in-breath and enjoy the out-breath. 2 more times. Noticing where the energy is flowing. If there's awakening of any temperature, maybe you feel some warmth in certain areas. Just observe, where are these areas? What's happening? Stacking the arms, one on top of the other, elbows bend. Inhale, arms open. Exhale, opposite cross. And good. So staying with this for 30 seconds. Once again, feeling this connection of navel and the sinuses at the nose with just your breath. But deeper down, feeling this connection of the navel and the belly with this action of this asana opening up the chest and the lungs. So notice this relationship. Again, very black pepper style. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's go ahead and slow down, but don't stop. Wait, open your legs nice and wide. And we're going to start to integrate that. So I'm going to do so just a little bit differently than how I often teach, just to give you more options. This is like a lackadaisical swing where there's a twist, center, twist, center. And just notice what's happening here. What's getting stretched? Feel specifically along your vertebral column, but right there at the navel center. Good, and then come back into your mountain, palms face forward, tap the heels down. Nice deep breath in. And a pleasant breath out. 2 more rounds. Yeah, you might feel a sigh come out. So noticing the energetic qualities of what's happening. Maybe you feel a little more alive in the upper half of the body, but the lower half, well, hopefully feels grounded, but maybe it feels a little dense, right? So you want to keep it grounded, but we don't want it dense. So let's all shift the weight on your left leg. Hands can go on your hips to begin. And we're going to soften the right knee just for a little bit of a swing here, right? And then you can release the arms once you have the momentum down, just for balance. Your gaze will be at the horizon. Good. Now find your breath. So if your movement is faster, your breath can be in a polyrhythm of Samavriti. Inhale and exhale. Notice it's still diaphragmatic breathing. There's still a depth to the breath. While you're freeing up any congestion in that right side body, hip flexors and psoas. Good. Coming to Tadasana. Take a moment to feel. Palms face forward. Tap the heels down. Nice deep breath into the belly. And then exhale nice and deep. 2 more rounds. Just noticing the energy as you breathe. It's so easy to get into the mind and just think about things, but I'm just encouraging you to continue to drop the mind and feel all the way on the right leg, hands on the hips to begin, just to get your balance, right? And then start with the swing. For those who have to sit for long periods at a desk, or even for exercise, maybe like bike riding, whatever it may be, this area can get very congested. Bringing that yoga vahi, the dispersal, pungent, sharp, light, aromatic energy of black pepper into the hips. A couple more. And find your Tadasana, palms face forward, tap the heels down. Notice the breath. Good. Let's go ahead and breathe in. Arms reach up towards the heavens. Pause here. As you exhale, pull the navel in, and your palms can just be facing one another, or maybe they interlace. Good. I want you to feel the long waist, long spine. This decrease of the curvature of the spine from the hips to underneath your armpits. I want you to feel your toes facing forward and your knees over your toes. I want you to feel your feet or hips width apart, and that there's an even amount of weight from your toes to your heels. So you're not all on your toes and you're not all on your heels. But this is alignment from Tadasana. Inhale, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, forward fold. You can swan dive or move through prayer. Inhale, rise up halfway, flat back. And exhale, step back, plank pose. Surya Namaskara A. We'll shift forward 2 inches, lower down through knees, chin, chest, or through plank. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. We've already prepared for this. And exhale, cue at the navel, downward facing dog. Stay here, or you can come in child's pose for 3 to 5 breaths, depending on your breath speed. Notice the quality of your inhalation as you're breathing in this inversion, and the depth and the quality of your exhalation. And if you're in child's pose, just feeling the quality of the deep breath in and the deep breath out, soothing and nourishing body and mind. And if you're in child's, go ahead and rise up to your downward dog. Let's all look to the front. We can step forward, inhale, flat back, and exhale, forward fold. So during these transitions of spring into fall or fall into spring, you actually don't want to jump. That can exacerbate vata. So let's reverse swan dive, rising up, and exhale, hands to the heart. So we'll do this again. I'd love for you just to feel into your even waves of breath. It's the same, very simple asana flow. Exhale, forward fold. Find that length. Maybe it's a 5 count down. Inhale, rise up halfway. Maybe it's a 5 count rise. And then exhale, plank pose. Lowering all the way down. Again, 5 counts. Inhale to your version of a back bend. Maybe it's modified or full up dog, 5 counts. And then exhaling to your downward dog, 5 counts. Good. Stay here. Inhaling 5, exhale 5. These are my examples. Maybe you're inhale 4, exhale 4. You do you. Once again, 3 rounds here or in child's pose. And you'll start to feel that these even waves of breath become a lullaby for the mind. The mind will be occupied and can move towards silence. Bottom of the exhalation of the last one, we'll go ahead and look forward, step forward, inhaling flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Toes are facing forward, knees over toes, breathing in reverse swan dive, rising up. Long waist, long spine, and exhale again. This time, hands back to third eye. So remember, there's an intelligence to what we're doing. We're not just doing exercise. Feel the breath guide your arms up towards the heavens. Feel the quality of your forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Notice that length of the breath, and then match the length into your plank and lowering all the way down. One full exhale. One full inhale. One full exhale. So I'm just guiding you. You find your pace, your rhythm. 3 rounds. Your child's. And then walking the body forward, inhale, flat back. Again, that same length of breath. So here is where we often don't breathe in enough, and the body's like, no, breathe in. Exhale. Reverse swan dive, inhale. Exhale, hands to third eye. Again, the sage within. You're going to feel your yoking of mind, body, and movement. One last round. So you have the muscle memory of it. Now let the breath do the work for you. Mind grows quiet. Instead of coming forward into standing forward folds, go ahead and step your right leg to the front and come up into triangle pose. So we just have a few more standing postures. In this first one, if you feel like you want, again, that black pepper umph, and you feel you are enough heavy, dense, solid, grounded, however you want to frame that, that you can do that, then the right arm will be hovering. If you need a little more support, just energetically or physically, the right hand can be on the shin. One more breath. Good. Now let's go ahead and place that right hand on the shin. Inhale, left arm over your head, so you're getting a nice stretch on the left side. Exhale, sweep the arm up to the sky and then to your left hip as you turn the head away from the moving arm. And again, breathing in, arm over the head, flushing out any last little bit of debris in the lungs. Exhale. One more round. Beautiful. We're going to sweep that arm now down, coming parallel to the earth. Let's shift that back leg back a little bit and meet your right arm. So let's rise up and we'll go ahead and bend the knee, warrior. All right. So we're going to inhale, warrior, and exhale, straighten the legs. Arms are by your sides. Inhale again, warrior. Exhale, straighten the legs. And last one, inhale, warrior. Good. So this is kind of our peak pose here. I want you to feel this groundedness while also a lengthening of the spine to the armpits. Arms are reaching up by your ears, fingertips towards the sky. Those are effortless. It's really about your torso. Good. 11 rounds Kapalbhati. Nice breath in. Sharp exhale. Exhale all the breath out. Good. As you inhale, let's lift that back heel. As you exhale, just bend that back knee. So we're doing a little dip here. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, dip. Good. Last little bit of feel that black pepper. So we're moving out. Hopefully, if you haven't been sweating yet, you are now. All right. Good. And last one. Nice. Come into your warrior and step that back leg forward so you can kind of spring in the action like we were doing with that plank pose. Find the detail. Palms face forward, tapping the heels down. Notice your breath. Notice where you feel alive. Good. And we'll step your right leg to the front, left leg to the front, excuse me, right leg back for triangle. So once again, you can come either holding onto the shin, especially if you're feeling a little tired. This is good for safety. Make sure your back toes are turned in about 45 degrees, right? So you want to make sure that if your left leg is to the front, your right thigh is rolling down. Good. A little more black peppery is using your abdomen to not have the hand on the leg. Then make sure you're breathing. Good. And then placing that left hand on that left shin. Let's breathe the right arm up over your head. Exhale, turning the head away from the moving arm. Pull the navel in. So you feel that cue again. Inhale, the arm will reach over your head as your belly softens. As you exhale, cue at the navel. So same as we've been doing as you turn the head and the arm moves. The last one, so we do 4 rounds. It's called dynamic triangle. Good, and then we sweep it down, come through, and we'll come into our warrior. So you can adjust. Warriors on the left side. We want to adjust that back foot so it feels better. Good. Inhale, feel the heart lengthen and open. Exhale, come out of the pose. Nice. Breathing in. And exhale out. So sometimes it's less of a back bend here. It might be nice just to do like a little diagonal stretch, get the spine nice and long. That holds relevance, which we will break down as well. Good, and then this last one we hold. Bring your right heel up, inhale, exhale, dip, and straighten. 3 more. And it may be that you just have a little dip today. It doesn't have to be all the way down, right? It's all about this equipoise, find the power and strength that meets your energy, not pushing you overboard. We don't need overstimulation. We don't need adrenal fatigue. We need just the perfect efforting for you today. And then hold your warrior. Feel the spine long, feel the heart lifted, feel the arms by the ears. And again, this like climax of the practice in one posture. Effortless but alive, grounded but elevated, spicy. Let's bring the back leg forward, come into your Tadasana, take a moment to feel. A moment to breathe. Beautiful. Last one, breathing in, arms reach up to the heavens. Exhale, sink down, chair pose. Continue to fold all the way down. Straighten the legs at the last moment, or ish. And then have your hands elevated or even on blocks. Okay, we're going to bend the knees, inhale. So you feel the back body. Also breathe. Exhale, pull the navel in, come back into your forward fold. Okay, we're going to stretch the arms by the ears as we move to your chair, rise back up. Stay here as you exhale, gazes to the horizon. Powerful navel pulling in. The last one, inhale. And exhale again, all the way down through chair. Straighten the legs-ish. Inhale, bend the knees. Good, and pause. So here, your choice. You can bring the feet together. You can bend like a beautiful little moon or a little seed. Or you can sit elevated and balance. So either option, 3 rounds of breath, folded forward like a little seed or balanced on your toes. So either way, I want you to feel all the energy coming down. So again, black pepper and practices that have a lot of prana can really stimulate and uplift energy. And we want to ensure that we're also bringing energy back down. So let's come back into the belly now. Crocodile pose for the finale. Toes reach out to the side, so your legs are slightly wider, forearms stacked, and resting the forehead down. Immediately dropping into this diaphragmatic breathing awareness, with the invitation that this is integrating everything that we've done. Continuing your breath, just noticing as you relax, how the breath in smooths. And as you relax, how the breath out also smooths, deepens. And whenever you're ready, just rolling over onto your backs. And we'll finalize in Shavasana. So wherever you are in your room or in your space, typically heads are towards the altar or a fire. Close your lights, put on something warm. You can have bolster under your knees, eye pillow over your eyes. Just coming into this final rest. As you settle, the first thing to be aware of, again, is to drop your awareness into the belly area, that vitality that's being awakened here should be so magnetic. Be curious. In the ancient scriptures, it's taught that there are 1,000 gems in the seat of the solar plexus. Manipura means the city of 1,000 gems. And so these gems are your potentials that lie dormant to any average person, but awaken upon the practices of yoga. Be curious. And as the breath rises and falls, the belly will ebb and flow. I'd love for you to feel your awareness tracking down the body as you exhale to your feet. And the awareness rising up the body on your inhalation to your crown. Again, maintaining this effortless ease, just feeling awareness with this healing force of Rudra, prana, flowing down the body on the exhale and up the body to crown on the inhale. Feel this wave as the lumen nature, this light of nature, the intelligence of prana, healing force. a little bit of efforting. And just be. Receive and be. Just bringing your awareness back. And before moving, just feeling the effects of the practice. Feeling the effects of rest after practice. And you can deepen your breath specifically by, again, this awareness of the diaphragm, just welcoming in a deeper belly breath. Feel its connection to the lungs. As you exhale, breathing all the way down to the toes, you can wiggle the toes. And then on your next in-breath, wiggling your fingers. And feeling the curvature of the spine along the earth, and then just bending the knees and rolling over onto your side. We'll come to the right-hand side, so keeping the lunar side up, active. That's the left side. And just taking a moment to pause here and feel, to recollect yourself. And then feeling into the wholeness that's deeper in, besides your thoughts and feelings, your identity, your habits, your lifestyle, this particular chapter in life. Feel into the wholeness that lies beneath all of this, your deeper self. And from this deeper self, we'll go ahead and come up to a nice, comfortable sitting position. And here you can elevate always for comfort, keeping the spine nice and long. And once you arrive, just close your eyes. You can place your hands face down as we began. And I'll invite you into the 5 essential qualities of breath, which itself is a meditation. So we'll start by closing the eyes and just feeling into this diaphragmatic breathing. So as you settle in, one of the first things to notice is that the breath is quiet. It's not gasping. It's not one of those intense ujjayis that can be very activating and stimulating, but it's more of a lullaby. It's quiet, soft. And then the invitation to move the breath more deeply into the body. So a deeper inhalation and the depth of your exhalation. As you are now focusing on the depth, whatever sounds that come into your environment, just allowing them to be. You are a receiver for all sound. No need to identify as being in this moment of breath. And then the third is the smooth waves of breath. So this comes with relaxing. It also comes with asana practice prior. So feel the smooth inhale and the smooth exhale. With the awareness, you'll start to see there's a pattern where your breath catches the same place on that inhale, or holds back that same place on the exhale. So this is an invitation to release those. And fourth essential quality of breath is the even waves. So just coming back to your samavriti from practice. So maybe it's the 5 counts in, breath is smooth and deep, 5, and the 5 counts out. One of the symbols of the breath is Durga riding on her tiger. So this is the life force energy that rides on the practical breathing apparatus, and the actual wind of breath is that subtle force of life force energy. So feeling that as you inhale smoothly and fully, and as you exhale smoothly and fully. And eventually there's no pauses between the two. Your inhale merges as you relax into the exhale. And the exhale merges into the inhale, and you relax. Bring your palms together again, just at the third eyes, welcoming in the sage within you, the one who knows, and bringing this sage wisdom to your heart, to your lungs, to your ability to breathe in and out fully. Release the palms, hands on your belly, bringing that sage wisdom down as light into the solar plexus to awaken the center, which is where we activate our Kundalini awakening through Tantra Yoga. So healing hands of light, inviting an activation here at the navel, Manipura chakra, calling upon your own divinity. Hands back to the heart. Let's just close with one Om. So a nice deep breath in. Om. Shanti. Shanti.